Hello, Barmy Badger Army.
Hey, Badger Army.
We are out in the snow and freezing cold, ready for you and only you guys. How are you all? I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all wrapping up warm. And remember, keep drinking lots of water, even though it's cold. Today, we are going to be talking about childhood memories inspired by a video that was recently created by Time Bunny, Geek of the Warren. If you haven't checked her channel out, please do. I'll be putting a link to her channel in the description. So the first question is, Nick.
Question 1. What decades were you a kid during? And do you think they were better than the current day? So for us, that's the 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s, yes, the height of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and of course Transformers and He-Man, Thundercats. And I tell you what though, guys, I really think that that period of time was a lot better than nowadays. I think there was just something a bit slower, a bit magicaler. I think the world was at a different pace. Everything was just a little bit more exciting. You know, you could go outside, you could do whatever you want, you could play out for hours. You know, I used to spend days on end reading books, playing games, you know, playing with all my Transformer toys, things like that, or my He-Man, Thundercats, you know, just having lots of fun out in the field, building forts, doing all sorts of random stuff. Burning down my garden, not really, but there was this one time when I did actually have a bit of an accident with my chemistry set. So yes, I would think that the 1980s and 1990s were fantastic, and I really enjoyed being a kid. And I think nowadays the kids just miss out on something now. What about you, Nick? Did you think? No?
In defence of the present day, we couldn't do something like this in the 80s and 90s.
This is very true. This is very true.
We'd be using like a camcorder with really rubbish quality.
This is true.
Video.
Yeah.
And you know, we wouldn't have had like a microphone. You know, we would have sounded like we were outside. You know, it doesn't. Yeah. You know, right? People listening to this now. You know, there's no overdubbing in this. You know, this is us talking outside. And this, friends, is the advancement of technology.
So this is where you think the modern day is better in some ways then, because of the advancement.
In some ways, yes.
Yes,
I genuinely think that that a lot's improved since the 90s. I mean, yes, the cartoons were better.
Yes, they were. TMNT was fantastic, wasn't it?
You know, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot. There's at the same time, kind of like the thinking has come a lot further. I think you know, we've made progress towards becoming more open-minded now.
This is very true. Yes,
we are, and also, you know, people, you know, with technology, you know, this, you know, look at the present day. The fact that we're here now doing this, you know,
yes, indeed,
that wasn't possible in the 90s.
No, this is true. But what about your childhood experiences, though, Nick? Do you think being a child in the 80s and 90s was better? Or do you think that being a kid now is better? What do you think?
It's hard to tell, really. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I was slightly different, you know, being a child growing up with a condition that no one had really heard of or
well, this is very true,
then,
yes.
You know, so, you know, I was often thought I was like the weird kid at school.
Well, indeed, yeah.
You know, the one that never made any sense to anyone. So
join the club. It's fun, though. Looking back on it, it's, you know, remember, guys, you know, there's no such thing as normal. Always be yourself, have fun being yourself, and just embrace it. Never worry about what other people are doing. They hadn't
quite got to grips
enjoy
with this
yourselves.
In the 80s and 90s, though.
No, this is probably the one downside of it, yes, that they didn't really understand. If you were a bit, you know, how should I put it, like unusual, a bit interesting, a bit sort of, you know, eccentric, they didn't really get it. So that's probably the one decent thing. I will agree with you there. The advancement in medical and science and things like that, and obviously how to diagnose all sorts of different things, that's definitely on the list of why nowadays is better. So I agree with you there. Indeed.
Question 2. What were your favourite toys as a kid? Well, I think anyone who's a regular viewer of the Badger Show will know your answer to this.
Indeed, yes, of course. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all the way. Transformers, Thundercats, He-Man. You know, I was probably, you know, I wasn't, you know, totally obsessed with He-Man and Thundercats, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers, they were the ones I was totally into. Had loads of those toys, you know. Bit of a short story, really. You know, my mum and dad didn't have tons and tons of money, so it was a real treat to go out once a month and we would go to Tesco's or Toys R Us or whatever store was there, and I would get one toy, and we would go to the cinema as well, and it was really nice, you know. It was like a proper exciting day, and
Indeed.
really looking forward to it. That was probably the best thing ever. So sometimes less is more. Make it a special experience. Go on, Nick, what about you?
I think I had a lot of Transformer toys as well, but I never really watched the cartoons very much because my younger self could never make any sense of what was happening in them.
You're not meant to. They're like, you know, sort of like really complex.
I watched them. I genuinely had
Really?
no idea what was going on.
I don't think you're meant to really understand. It was just, this is cool with loads of explosions like Michael Bay.
Fair enough. The thing is, I mean, I grew up with 3 sisters.
Okay.
So you know, the house was full of Cindy dolls,
Oh,
My
dear.
Little
Yeah,
Ponies.
that's fine.
You know, and the thing is, you know, I grew up with sisters that I was expected to get along with.
That's
so
right,
a lot of
yes.
the time, I had to play with My Little Ponies and Cindy dolls and stuff like that.
Indeed,
My older sister always got me involved when she wanted to do like a Cindy dance show.
Oh, that's awesome though, isn't it? That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, it was kind of like it was a bit like our own Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, right, okay,
that
I've
wasn't
got you.
around back then, but
No,
but yeah, that's kind of where it was at now.
And that's probably one of the good things about nowadays. It's perfectly fine and respected for children to play with all sorts of different toys.
Exactly.
There's no label of boys and girls toys per se. But of course back then, boys were expected to play with all the Action Man and He-Man and things like that. But you know, sometimes I would have loved it if my parents got me a Cindy doll, you know, because it's variety and things like that.
I do remember seeing there was actually a well, I think it was a Lego poster in the 70s that actually said, you know, sometimes boys like playing with dolls' houses, they're more human than spaceships.
That's
and
right.
sometimes girls like playing with spaceships because they're more exciting than dolls' houses.
That's right. I think I remember that poster, you know.
So yeah, there's been a whole like Let Toys Be Toys campaign, which I really like.
I really love that. I'm
you
going
know,
to
we're
research
not
that.
forcing boys to get into Barbie dolls and
That's right.
girls to go out and buy Transformers stuff.
But if you want to, go for it.
If they want to, then, you know, why discourage that?
Indeed, and maybe we'll do next week's video on that very subject, Nick.
Sounds good to me.
Next one.
Right. I just need to try and call this back up again. I'm trying to call this up without having to take my gloves off.
Good luck with that.
Yes, I've got like a hole in one of them, which is kind of like some. Right,
Dear.
3.
Need to sew your gloves up.
I think we've answered a lot of this question so far. But favourite TV shows as a kid?
Oh,
Any
right.
others you've not mentioned?
Okay, now I remember there was a couple of different ones, like the Centurions as well. That was really awesome. You've got Dungeons and Dragons and Visionaries. Do you remember Visionaries?
I don't actually.
Visionaries was really cool. It was set in like King Arthur's time, and the superpowers of the knights would be that they would have this, I don't know, special hologram of a dragon or another mythical creature in their chest, and they would be able to call out the character, and it would come and help them in battles and things like that. You know, it's a really good premise that they would have this sort of spirit of this mythical creature in their armour, and they could call it forth. It was really cool.
Excellent. I was a big fan of the Get Along Gang.
Okay, I've not heard of that.
I liked that one. It's about kind of like a group of kids who basically it sounds a bit dodgy now. They form a gang, but no, it's a gang for good. Not that. It's kind of like more like
cartoon about chaps.
It's like a group of friends now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of them wore dungarees, but I wouldn't describe them as chavvy. Yeah, so that was one that I quite liked. There was quite a good variety of characters in that one as well. What else was on that I liked? Stop It and Tidy Up.
Oh,
That
now
was
I
a really
remember
good
Stop
one.
It and Tidy Up. I remember that. I totally loved Stop It and Tidy Up.
Count Duckula, I really
Count
liked.
Duckula, yes.
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse has come back on Netflix.
Yep. You know, it's like, I could sit and watch old kids' TV shows for ages.
I know, and I'm loving that idea.
Yeah,
I want to show Badger Jr. Funhouse, you know, with Pat Sharp and things like that.
I loved Funhouse. I kind of like loved it for a few years. Then puberty hit, and I couldn't stand it for a few years.
I don't know, but the twins.
But then kind of like a few years later.
Yes.
It was it came back on like Challenge TV, and I would sit there, be engrossed.
Oh right.
You know?
And also another one, Nightmare as well. Have you seen Nightmare?
Yes, I didn't watch it at the time because I didn't really understand what was going on. But I have watched it again recently, and it's
very good.
It's really intriguing how they've put that together.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? I think that's one of my...
You look at my shows and think how, something like that puts it put together. And also, bear in mind, if you ever do catch an edition of Nightmare, it's on. There's episodes on like YouTube.
On YouTube, yep, and they're brilliant.
Remember, this was like the early 90s.
No, even before that. Even before that,
and in the 80s, computer technology was nowhere near what it is now.
They had a warehouse full of the computers to run it,
Yeah.
I think one of my ultimate things is I'd love to meet Hugo Weaving and things like that. They're brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. I had all the books and everything, all the merchandise to do with that I had. It was brilliant.
Okay, number 4, top 3 favourite childhood movies.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, God, we could be sat here for ages and we've already been going 10 minutes.
I know, it's all good though. I reckon, of course, now this is me just guessing straight away. Goonies was fantastic. You've got the Indiana Jones series. And, of course, I remember this one particular cartoon that was really... Oh, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original film. Fantastic. So they're my 3. What about you, Nick?
I'm trying to think about this. I remember really liking Home Alone.
Home Alone, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good childhood movie.
Definitely.
And I'm trying to remember what other ones I watched that I really liked. But yeah.
The Indiana Jones series was good. Have you seen those?
Goonies? I've only ever seen bits of them.
Okay.
But yeah, might have to come back to this question. Because
okay, no worries. We'll do that another time.
Kind of like the films that I saw. I mean, obviously, I was growing up in a house full of girls. I had to watch My Little Pony the movie a few times.
Oh goodness me, Care Bears.
I didn't mind that. But there is a Care Bears movie, but that one, was a bit scary.
It was a bit. Badger Jr. loves it though, but he ends up cackling like the evil wizard in it all the time. It's really hilarious. Next one.
But yeah, I'll say this for My Little Pony the movie. It was actually quite easy to follow.
That's right.
There was only one bit that was slightly scary.
Really?
Which was in kind of like the forest of trees where they were getting attacked and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, the trees came to life and started throwing twigs at them.
That's pretty intense for a kid's film.
Yeah, that is.
Especially back then.
Yeah, it's like really unexpected as well. It really creeps up on you. There's a few monsters in there as well.
The missus, the missus loves this film called Fern Gully. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Not seen that one.
That's all about spirits in the trees and things like that. That's pretty cool.
Right, we might have to make this one the last one because we're running out of time.
Oh no, I think we'll be good. Don't worry.
We'll come back to this. We'll have to come back to this one in next week's episode.
Okay, no worries.
But number 5, tell us about a birthday party experience.
Oh, very cool. Yes, I like that idea. Now, I remember, it was really random, but I used to remember going to McDonald's, Wimpy, Burger King, places like that. And I used to love it because it was really exciting. And, back in the day, you didn't go to McDonald's all the time. I know it was fast food, things like that. But it was a special treat. You wouldn't go like every other day like some, UK residents do now. Basically, it was especially for birthday parties and things like that. And I used to love it because there was this can of Ghostbusters Slimer gas. And they had to cancel it because recently they found out it was terribly radioactive. Or had some sort of random chemicals.
You get a ghost in a can.
The
adverts.
You get a ghost in a can. They're literally, apparently, there was so many weird chemicals in it they had to stop it. But yeah, you used to open it, and then this shooting of gas would come out, and it would be all green and sparkly and really weird. I used to love that.
I remember my older sister got one, but didn't open it for ages.
Really?
Because of
Okay.
fear.
Yes.
By the time she actually opened it, I think we opened it and nothing happened.
Yeah, because obviously it was pressurised, wasn't
it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, we used to open them all the time. We used to do it straight away. I think it was awesome. Watching all this smoke and all this random stuff come out. Brilliant.
The thing is, it was basically advertised that in the adverts.
Yeah.
You opened it and you saw like a ghost come out,
like a massive Slimer or something.
When you actually opened it,
yes.
and I remember some friends telling me about this. It's like really underwhelming.
Yeah, it would have been
really
a little
underwhelming
bit
if you've seen the adverts.
Yes,
it's just a bunch of like.
Because obviously kids
that,
and that, you would think it would come out of that. But yes, that was brilliant, and I used to love it. And did you know there was a weird tradition in the 80s and 90s where you would lock the birthday boy in the freezer? And there's been some urban legends, of course, where they talk about the fact that, kids were forgotten and they literally died because they were locked in a McDonald's freezer.
Have they made a horror movie about it yet?
I don't think so, but they should if they haven't done.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, next question. Let's go for it. Come on, let's do it.
We're going to have to make this the last one as we are running out of time. One thing I will say, though, for parties is that I've only ever had one birthday party in my time. We had a game of musical statues.
Yeah.
The music stopped. I told everyone to stop moving.
Yes.
I was moving. I got sent out.
Oh, dear.
I threw a strop.
Yes.
And I never had another birthday party again.
Nick! Oh, no.
That might not have been the reason why. The thing is, I mean, I used to go to birthday parties and just really nervous because the thing is, when you're growing up on the autistic spectrum, you have no social skills.
This is very true.
You cannot associating with other people is terrifying.
Yes. But
so,
you're doing well here.
Yes.
Thanks, listeners.
Yes. Well, the thing is, it's when you're 6, it doesn't affect you in the same way as it does when you're 36.
This is true. This is very true. It's very nerve-wracking when you're a child.
Exactly. So, number 6, right. Favourite board game and video game as a kid.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah,
this is
definitely
awesome.
going to have to be the last one because he's just going to go on for hours now.
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, I remember there was 2 particular board games I really loved, and that was it was the Noel's House Party game. I remember playing that loads.
I don't remember that having a board
there
game.
was a board game
though.
there was a board game of Noel's House Party. Me and my mum and dad used to play, and there was a Crystal Maze game, and I remember pressing the plunger down and trying to grab all the tickets. It was so much fun. What about you, Nick? And of course, going back to video game, Super Mario Land and Tetris were my favourites on the Nintendo Game Boy. Go on.
We like in our house. We used to like playing Ghost Castle.
Okay, Ghost Castle. Okay.
Guess Who? Obviously still around now.
Yes, definitely.
And Watch Out was one that we quite liked. That was one about road safety.
Okay.
It was one of the few board games that I actually did quite well at.
Be careful on the roads, kids.
Yeah, but yeah, I got beaten on most of the other games because I just wasn't that good.
So,
but
yeah. Tell us a bit about Ghost Castle. That sounds cool.
Ghost Castle. That's when you're walking around a haunted house because you're a group of kids walking around a haunted house.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
But the thing is, you've got to walk around it. But every so often you spin a counter.
Okay.
Sometimes you get scared stiff.
Yes.
And you have to miss your turn until you spin a footprint.
Okay.
Sometimes what's the other one? But every so often you would get a skull where you'd spin a skull where you had to drop the skull down and it would land somewhere on the board, and if you got hit by an obstacle, then you had to go out.
That's mad. That sounds great.
You got knocked back in the game.
Perhaps we should talk about. Maybe we'll do an episode solely about board games. That sounds great.
We should.
Nick, what about video games? I know you raged a lot as a kid.
It was all about Super Mario Brothers.
Nice.
Really liked Super Mario Brothers. Dizzy as well. That was a brilliant
yes, that's
game.
Brilliant. Yes.
Kirby. I don't know if anyone remembers Kirby.
Oh yeah, Kirby's quite current.
They
did a Kirby Epic Yarn game a few years ago. It's quite current still.
Kirby's Adventure on the NES is a brilliant game. Still really enjoy that.
Yeah, cool.
Dizzy was a really good one as well.
Yeah, wasn't that on the Amstrad or something?
Yeah,
yes.
It moved to all the other consoles as well. But yeah, really enjoy playing Dizzy. But yeah, we had a NES which we played the hell out of until it got a few years old and the controllers stopped working properly.
See, nowadays, obviously technically minded, you can open it up, fix it, get new ones, things like that, modded versions. But back then it was very limited, so once it broke, it was stuffed. Nowadays you can open it up, fix it quite easy.
Righto. Well, it's nearly time for us to go, but before, I think you should do one last holding the camera up so everyone can see the snow.
Indeed, I think we'll do a bit of a shot. There you go. Look at that, lovely stuff. Bit of panorama there for you guys. Indeed. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching us in the freezing cold.
The last 4 questions next week, where hopefully it might be a bit warmer.
Indeed, it might be. You never know. But yes, we'll continue the rest of the questions next time, and I will see you guys very soon in the next vlog, video, or stream. And have a great time, everyone. Bye for now, Barmy Badger Army. See you later on, guys. And remember, if you're out in the snow, keep warm, keep wrapped up, make sure you drink plenty of water, and only go out where necessary. Bye for now, guys. See you soon.
Watch the ice.
Watch the ice.